Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Illusion Fox Gaming. So today we're doing the level 10 rogue quest, Stray into the Shadows. Jack has another assignment for you. A fine morning to you, Illusion. And a fine morning it is for a spot of work, wouldn't you agree? This time around it seems some eager buccaneer scampered aboard a local merchantman and made off with a shipment of muskets. Now, seeing as it ain't lawful to cloy from a Lamenson vessel to begin with, the Yellow Jackets fell upon them daft coves before the boots were even dry. Aye, they caught the pirates right there on the docks, but the stolen boomsticks was nowhere to be found. Fenced in a longboat deal, I'm thinking. That's when our guild was officially contracted to retrieve the goods, which weren't really needful since the code would have had us on the job anyway. You don't bite the purses of your fellow Lamentans and all that. So this is your assignment. Me natty lass. Find out where them weapons went and bite that shipment back. Seeing as the cutters has hit, the merchantmen are already rotten in irons, you needn't rush in with your stabbers a stabbing. I want this job handled quick and quiet, and if I've the perfect partner to show you how it's done. This here's Vakebe the Stray. Ain't no other rogue can match her in the arts of skulking. A pleasure. There's some problem. You seem a bit out of sorts. I'm blood starving. I had one of them finger sandwiches set aside, those egg-filled tasties that they make at the Bismarck. But when I got back from me work, it was bloody gone. Uh-oh. That was... I thought it was underfoots. Well, you just head out on the job and I'll see if I can't turn up that missing sandwich by the time you return. Alright, Jack. One more little detail you should know. Them mescluts was meant for the Yellow Jackets armory. So once all is bob, you can find the goods to one of the calls directly. We can start whenever you're ready. I've had a colleague keeping a waddle out for aught that might help us, so I just have a few wids with her first. You'll find her at the Highland posing as a fishmonger. Hello, miss. We've carp and trout, lobster and shrimp, but I hear tell you've been looking for a special breed of fish. A long shiny kind what Sparks will put a bloke on in his hours. We don't sell that kind here, but you might try them foreign merchants. What was it called again? The Traders of Edge? They hail from the South Sea Isles and are known for dealing in all types of nasty splitters and cutters. I should warn you, these folks ain't one for questioning the source of their merchandise. In fact, they seem more than happy to pay for goods what come from below decks, so to speak. But if you're still keen to get your hands on those rare fish, then you'd best hurry. The Edge merchant, what's visiting Limsa, is looking to load up and leave the city before long. Just how he means to transport his goods remains a mystery, though. With all the hired blades he's got nursing his operation, it makes it hard for a girl to get close enough to eyeball the competition, it does. I wish I would keep an eye peeled on your behalf, but it might be as you can learn a little more from the folk around town. Chairs of Edge, eh? Well, if one of their merchants has been staying in the city, then someone will know something to point us in the right direction. Trick is to listen without being seen. You'd be surprised at how culls cackle when they think no one else is about. We'll focus on places what we see plenty of traffic. We can have the Bismarck, the Ferry Docks, and the East Hawkers Alley. I'll try my luck at a few other spots and meet you in front of the guild when I'm done. Remember, keep hidden, keep quiet, and keep your waddles open. Stare on that customer's face. Does he think I can command the skillet to cook more swiftly just to mate his pressing departure schedule? I don't know how things are done in the South Seas, but here in Limsa Lominsa, folk appreciate the fine cuisine cannot be rushed. Come now, Dove. You must not speak ill of the patrons. Now, what was next on my list? Ah, another finger sandwich for the dutiful sisters. Someone there must be rather fond of eggs. You have quite an eye for quality, sir. With splendid range of produce from every corner of Eorzea, but one simply cannot visit Limsa Lominsa without sampling some of the local specialties. Do you care for some freshly squeezed Lanassian orange juice, or perhaps our famed salt cod is more to your taste? You're looking to head inside. Or wait, no, not yet. Still got. Curse my sense of duty. Would that I had stayed at the winch for that extra pint instead of returning early. And nice to see anyone being bribed, and certainly not my relief pilot. I wonder what that merchant was about. Smuggling, most likely. Should I report this to Yellow Jackets? But what if I'm being watched? I could end up face down in the harbor. Welcome back. I hope your skulking went well. You might be an angel of death with dagger stuff, but ain't rogue but shuns the shadows is headed for an early grave. A sneaky Mork can knows about what without risking a scrap. or slip themselves into the best position to ambush a mark. Once they've seen you, though, your rum fun is done. Hiding is part of concealment and part discretion, and you won't be disappearing on a cove what already knows you're there. Alright, I'm done prattling. What'd you manage to learn about our musket-buying merchant friend? Some coin to a ferry pilot, was he? And by what you heard from that chef at the Bismarck, this fare means to hop the twig, and soon? That matches with my own findings. He's vacated his rooms at the inn and paid his dues in full. Being merchant, we're sure that he won't be leaving without his merchandise, so here's the plan. We wait for him to sack his goods in the pier, then we ghost in and grapple them firearms. I'm hoping we can get the job done quiet and under cover of Darkman's, but it never hurts to be prepared for the worst. Sounds like he's got a small army of sellswords on the payroll. Send word to the Yellow Jackets and have them post a call near Harker's Alley. That way we won't have far to bolt once we've bitten the goods. That mark should be along any moment. Have you got your skulking boots on? I most certainly do. You're not supposed to be here. I thought I ordered my hirelings to keep this jetty clear. 1, 2, 3. There's one missing. My crate of muskets, it's gone. Thief, stop her, you useless suggards. What am I paying you for? God, this guy really put a lot of security in the way. This will should have raised all kinds of alarms for people. That turned hairy, didn't it, Dove? Once he reached the Yellow Jacket, though, the merchant called off his blades. Wise enough to cut his losses, I'll give him that. I'd say we're all done here. Let's head inside and tell Jack the Benet news. I hear the sounds of fighting come from outside, and I've whittled the cause of it. I thought we were aiming for Sutwell on this job. That many swads was there. But you got the Yellow Jackets what they wanted, so all's well that ends well, eh? You're on your way to becoming a first-class rogue. Aye, the job didn't unfold exactly as planned, but do you see the value of keeping out of sight? Skulking might seem slow, but it can save you time and a fair amount of bleeding in the long run. Speaking of unexpected developments, I have a bit of bad news for you. I shall try and low, but it seems more on Principal Cove has waffled your sandwich. There are naught but crumbs to be found. No, my sandwich. It was a Bismarck special. Do you know how much I was looking forward to that meal? My belly's ready to cave in on itself. 'Tis a tragedy of the highest order, love, and you know I can't bear to see me rogues in such distress. So I gave Underfoot a special assignment. He should be back any moment now. With a freshly made Bismarck special finger sandwich. You did that for me? You're not japing with me, are you, Jackal? This ain't no japing matter. 'Tis the Guildmaster's responsibility to see that all his coves and morts are at their best for the job. Jack, there you are. I've got that sandwich you ordered. And didn't the chef give me a waffle full when I said I was in a hurry? Maybe next time you could think twice before you waffle a fellow rogue's, Oh, bollocks. Jack, did you eat my supper? Now, lass, let's not be hasty. There's a fresh new sandwich right here for you. No harm done, eh? We've cloyed something what belonged to me, Jack, and I can't ignore the code. Yes, the code. We mustn't ignore the code. You're having a laugh, aren't you, lass? Lass? Ah! That might be the swiftest string-up I've ever seen. Punishment to fit the crime. Take a good long look. The code exists to preserve peace in Limsa, to keep the alleys from running red with blood. This city's me home, and I'll draw daggers on any cove fool enough to threaten that peace. Point in the lesson. Let's head inside, eh? Your sandwich will get cold. Hey, do you mean to leave me here all night? At least you give me a grand view of the harbor. God's pissed, these ropes are tight. And now we find ourselves in debt to the Rogues Guild. The Rogues Guild! The impropriety of it all. Would that I could see them occupying a cell next to those thieving pirates. Drama! How them ropes will leave chafe marks for a bleeding week. I may have wriggled myself free, but that's the last time I let my belly do me thinking. And just think, starting me up over an egg sandwich, those codes would well and truly stomp on the code get it far worse. Keep up your training, lass, and we'll soon be handing out rogue justice yourself. And so that was the quest Stray into the Shadows. Hopefully you enjoyed this quest, so hopefully we'll see you again in either a video here on YouTube, or maybe one of our mini streams over on Twitch. There's various social links down below that should lead you everywhere. Till then, have a wonderful rest of your evening.